In the short run, an expansionary monetary policy would most likely result in which of the following changes in the price level and real gross domestic product? So in this question, we're told that in the short run, there is an expansionary monetary policy, and we're asked to find what the following changes would be in the price level and real gross domestic product. So to answer this question, we need to refer to two graphs. The first is the money market curve. And in this curve, the x-axis represents the quantity of money, or Q of M, and the y-axis represents the interest rate. And the curve looks like the following, where there's a downward sloping demand for money curve, and then there's a vertical line representing the supply of money. And we're told that there's an expansionary monetary policy. One of the definitions of an expansionary monetary policy is that it results in an increase in the money supply. So we can represent this by a shift in the right of the money supply. And it would look like this, where there's a money supply 2 curve. And the result of this is that the interest rate, which was originally up here, now decreases to down here, and the quantity of money increases as a whole. So now with this decrease in interest rate, we can look at the aggregate demand and aggregate supply curve now. And as this curve has a price level on the y-axis and the real GDP on the x-axis, we can see that the two curves, SRAS and the AD curve. So from this, we can see that the decrease in the interest rates would shift the aggregate demand curve to the right, because the decrease in interest rates means an increase in investment spending, and investment spending increases results in an increase in aggregate demand, which causes the aggregate demand curve to shift to the right, resulting in the second aggregate demand curve. And because of that, we can see that the real GDP, which was originally here, is now increased to this level. So there's an increase in real GDP, and the price level, which was initially down here, now increases to up here. So there's an increase in price level as well. Now looking at the answer choices, we can see that A is wrong, because the price level does not decrease, it increases, but real GDP does increase, so we can eliminate A. B, there's a change in price level, and real GDP does not decrease, but it increases. So B is also incorrect. C is also incorrect because real GDP increases, it does not stay constant. So C is also incorrect. D, this is incorrect because real GDP does not decrease, but it increases. And then E, there's an increase in both price level and real GDP. This is the correct answer because it properly shows how the decrease in interest rates results in a shift to the right of the aggregate demand curve, and the shift right of the aggregate demand curve results in an increase in the real GDP and an increase in the price level. Therefore, the correct answer is E.